Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik Darwish. No matter what we are doing, no matter what we are doing, we want to be a good performer. We want to become a prominent person. We want to be a leader at that particular place or spot. Any organization we are working with, we are attached with, we want to be at the forefront of that. We want to lead that. We want to become a leader. We want to be the best of performers. Why? Because it's the human nature that they want to get more and more prominence and respect, regardless of where they are working. Everybody like to be loved and cherished by the other people. That is possible if at all we have developed in ourselves the qualities of a leader. The leader's qualities are very, very, very important indeed. My dear friends and fellows, particularly in the business organizations, because there we are attached because of the money, because of the finances, because of the career, because of a positive activity. We are there. So it is the right of each and everyone else to work in such a manner that they too become eligible enough of becoming a leader of that particular organization. My dear friends and fellows, look, there in the Western world, there in the developed world, so there are millions and millions of business organizations, and they people are more focused in the business as compared to the politics or other. That is because that's why their business has developed so much that they have become very strong power in the world, dear friends and fellows. Here in our country too, here in our society too, in the third world or the developing countries too, I think there is every need to develop the business organization and somehow to develop and to improve our performance to such a level that we too become the leader of that particular organization. It is our right as well as it is the right of everyone else. My dear friends and fellows, this is going to be the topic of our today's discussion. And like every discussion, my dear friends and fellows, we have included a very useful and beneficial article on the subject. This very useful and beneficial article is in the form of an article, and this article is really great, my dear friends and fellows. And the caption of this very useful and beneficial article is Six unconscious micro behaviors. Six unconscious micro behaviors that undermine your chances to be a leader. We want to become a leader and we don't want anything else to undermine the chances of our becoming a leader. Here there are six micro things which have been talked about, which can undermine six micro and unconscious behavior, so that we could stay away, we could avoid all that, so that our chances of becoming a leader become the maximum. The author of this, the writer of this beautiful article is Harrison Monarth. Harrison Monarth is a well-known researcher and author, has done quite a commendable work in the related subject. Now let's look upon the unconscious micro behavior the six unconscious micro behaviors that undermine your chances to be a leader. First of all, the writer says failing to speak up in meetings. Failing to speak up in meetings, we should learn to speak in the meeting. We might have to practice it, but that is really really important. If at all we find ourselves unable to speak in the meeting, so I think that we will not be able to become a leader of that particular organization. But speaking is not enough. We need to practice a lot how to speak better and even more better. My dear friends and fellows, we need to speak better and even more better. This will come with the practice. First of all, we need to understand what is the point I want to speak upon, and this point must be the valid one. But don't try to become a perfectionist at all here, because those who are trying to speak perfectly, they never become able. They never become able to speak at all. So for all that reason, I think that this improvement, I can't say the perfection, but the excellence come with the passage of time. So but we should keep practicing speaking in the meeting, and try to speak in a better way, try to speak on the better points. Number one. Number two, letting peers interrupt you in meeting. Once you are talking and somebody has interrupted you, I think that although we don't need to get provoked at all, we don't need to retaliate at all, but we need to tackle it sensibly, we need to tackle it intelligently. And we can say to that particular person, please allow me to complete my task. Then you can do then you should say whatever you want to say, so that whatever I'm talking, it gets completed. Or the other way is to let, if at all that person is speaking briefly, let him speak, and then after that, just say that I was interrupted but I want to complete my talk. Ignore what that somebody has said, and complete your talk first. Then after, at the end of all that, you can say, or you can shed the light, you can comment upon whatever the interrupter has said. So there are plenty and plenty of other ways as well. But one thing is there, if at all we are speaking in the meeting and somebody has interrupted us, I think that we need to tackle that particular person intelligently and sensibly. Now the third thing is making negative remarks about others behind their back. Making negative remarks about others in their back, that is also something micro unconscious behavior which will undermine our chances to become a leader of that particular organization. Now, the number four is allowing your emotions to get the better of you. Emotions are important. We are emotional being, but at the same time, if at all we are led by the emotion, if at all we are dominated by the emotion, I think that the knowledge, I think that then the mind will become a redundant, and it will be of no use. The people will get annoyed because emotions hurt the people usually. So we don't have to lead the negative any of the negative emotion at all. If at all there is a positive emotion, we can include it, but we do have to give it a blend of the emotion only. Otherwise, whatever we have to say, it should be led by our mind, and of course not by our emotion. Control our emotion, and we need to develop the emotional intelligence in that perspective as well. Now the number 5 is showing resistance to feedback. Feedback is very very important, and some of the people will be trying to give us the feedback. The feedback is important indeed, but we don't have to show the resistance. Whatever feedback is coming from the people, I think that we need to listen to it patiently, and once we have listened it patiently, then only we should be talking about that. And if at all there was a kind of accusation, and then of course we need to respond to it. We need to respond to it, not with the anger, not with the emotion, but with the intelligence, but with the mind. Otherwise, if at all it is a feedback, I think that we shouldn't be resisting it at all. Rather, we should try to benefit from whatever type of feedback, and don't worry much about what is the intention of that particular person who is giving us with the feedback. It is really important to get whatever we can, to seek the benefit whatever we can out of a feedback. Feedbacks are important and useful and beneficial. Now, the lost and the sixth is ignoring the needs of others. Ignoring the needs of others as you focus on building your career. Ignoring the needs of others as you focus on building your career. I think again we should not be ignoring the needs of others. Although we need to focus, we need to pay quite a lot of attention to our career. Our career is really really important for us, but as for the needs of the other people are concerned, those needs are also important. So for that reason, I think that we should provide the help if at all we can. In this manner, that particular person will become obliged and will be telling it to other people as well, and will be supporting our bid to become a leader of that particular person. This was a very useful and a beneficial article, and a very useful and beneficial topic. This beneficial article has been written by Harrison Monarth, who is a well-known researcher and author. And again, let's have a very quick revision. Six unconscious micro behaviors that undermine your chances to be a leader. First of all, it is failing to speak up in the meeting. The second is letting peers interrupt you in the meeting. Number three, making negative remarks about others behind their back. Number four, allowing your emotions to get the better of you. Do not let your emotions dominate or control you. Number five, showing resistance to feedback. Feedbacks are really important, and take advantage of the feedback instead of resisting it. Number six, and the last, ignoring the needs of others as you focus on building your career. Building our career is really important, but at the same time, helping other people, guiding other people, I think that is also useful, that is also beneficial, and not only for the people, but for we ourselves as well, as it will enhance our chances to be a leader. Thank you.